Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into something we all use every single day, but we rarely stop to really think about it. We're talking about money. So let's just ask it straight up. But this question goes so much deeper than just coins and paper, right? This is about psychology, about how we relate to each other, and really about how our entire world works. To really get our heads around this, we actually have to go back in time, like way back, over a century ago, to a philosopher named Georg Simmel, who had a totally different way of looking at what's in your wallet. Simmel's big idea was this: money itself is just a tool. But here's the magic trick. Its real power is that it's completely neutral. Think of it as a universal bridge that can connect any desire you have to the thing that fulfills it. It doesn't care who you are or where you're from. And this is where it gets really, really interesting. Simmel's saying, hey, money isn't a thing. It's a symbol. It's a symbol of relationships. It's this language we've all agreed on to show the value that exists between people. I mean, think about that for a second. Money lets a farmer in one part of the world trade the value of their work with a programmer on the complete opposite side of the globe, and they never have to meet. It's this incredible connector. But, and this is a big but, Simmel saw that it wasn't all good news. And this is where we hit the core of the problem. This powerful, incredible, unifying tool, well, it has a dark side, a really significant one. This slide just lays it all out so clearly, doesn't it? On one hand, money is this amazing engine for freedom and connection. But then you flip the coin and you see the cost. It can turn personal relationships into cold transactions. It can make us feel disconnected from the very work we do. That phrase Simmel used, the decoloring of existence, wow, it just hits you, right? He was worried that when you can slap a price tag on everything, life itself starts to lose its vibrancy, its richness, its color. Which leads us to the big question. How do we use this incredible tool without letting it use us? So that's the dilemma. But the good news is we're not stuck. A modern philosophy has come along that gives us a really powerful and practical answer to this very problem. It all boils down to this one single sentence. It sounds so simple, but trust me, this little phrase is the cornerstone of a sane and intentional financial life. Now, you might hear that and think it sounds restrictive, like it's about what you can't have. But it's actually the exact opposite. This is about liberation. It frees you up by forcing you to make a conscious choice. It makes you decide what your anything really is. And to do that, you need a good framework. And a fantastic way to think about that framework is to picture your financial life as a tree. You know, it's so easy to get distracted by the flashy stuff, right? The leaves, the newest investing app, the hot stock dip. But a tree's real strength, the thing that keeps it standing through a storm, it isn't the leaves, it's the roots, deep underground. So, this is where it has to start. Your roots. Those are your core values. What do you truly care about? Is it freedom, family, security, adventure? This is the anchor for everything else. Those deep roots then support the trunk of the tree, and the trunk, that represents your big picture goals for your life. Based on what you value, what kind of life are you actually trying to build? Okay, so growing from that trunk, you've got your branches. These are your strategies, your high-level game plan. You know, things like I'm going to save 20% of my income, or I'm going to focus on paying off all my debt. And then, only at the very, very end, after all of that is figured out, do we get to the leaves. The leaves are the tactics, the specific bank accounts, the apps, the investment products. They're the last piece of the puzzle, not the first. All right, so we've got the philosophy, we've got this cool tree structure, but what does this look like in the real world? How do we actually put this into practice? Well, for a lot of people, the ultimate goal, the big prize, is something called financial independence, or FI. And let's be super clear here, this isn't about being mega rich with a yacht. It's about freedom. It's about owning your own time, which is your most valuable asset. And the path to get there is, believe it or not, beautifully simple. Now, simple doesn't mean easy, but it really just comes down to these 3 steps. 1, grow the gap between what you earn and what you spend. 2, invest that gap. And 3, just repeat, over and over. Consistency is the real secret sauce here. And just like that, we've come full circle. These super practical steps are the modern answer to that old philosophical problem that Simmel was wrestling with a century ago. It's how we master money as a tool to build a life that's full of color and meaning. So let's recap the big takeaways. First, money is a powerful tool, but remember, it's a double-edged sword. Next, the key to wielding it is that one big trade-off. You can afford anything, but not everything. Third, build your financial life like that tree. Start with your values, the roots, and worry about the tactics, the leaves, last. And finally, the path to freedom is just simple, consistent action over a long time. And that leaves us with one last and maybe the most important question. It's not about how much money you can pile up. It's about what you choose to build with it. So I'll leave you with this to think about. If money is just a tool, what are you building?